Leo, a very warm welcome. My name's Drew. This is Modern Tarot. This is a reading for the month of November 2025, guys. I hope you are doing well, Leo. And we're going to go straight into this reading. No messing around on Modern Tarot. Those of you that are new here, by the way, welcome. And those of you returning, as always, welcome back. So, Leo, what's going to be happening around you? Outside influences, what to watch out for, some pleasant surprises, how your energy's looking, what your focus might be, or what you can consider focusing on, Leo. So let's have one more shuffle and we go straight into this. Leo, what can you expect? Okay, look, moving on, moving forward, Leo, okay? We've got the Chariot here as an undercurrent of your reading. And, the Chariot, it's both horses are working in unison, black and white duality, and we're moving forward. There's no tugging or going off in different directions. Okay, moving on, moving forward might be key to your November, whatever it might mean. Let's have a look. The center of your reading. Okay, making decisions. There's a decision that you need to make, Leo, throughout the month of November, whatever that might be. Stick around. I'm going to clarify. But, you have a decision to make, or somebody has a decision to make. Okay, the challenge for you in November. Okay, for some of you guys, this is like an ending and a brand new beginning. We've got the world here. Some of you might be deciding, making decisions about travels. With the world here, it can talk about, international travel. Some of you might be dealing with something long distance, just for a select few of you. It's not a personal reading, guys. All right, but you're making some decisions, okay? And then major decisions throughout November. Okay, we're coming to the end of 2025. It's only 8 weeks left, guys. So you might be in a decisive or having decisions to make that are quite powerful, and they're very key to how life moves forward. All right. And the reason why it's all happening, you're making decisions, Leo, about anything. You're happy to, although you're not happy, even though you don't want to end anything, okay? And this can be in work, love, and life. Okay, you will become quite decisive, okay, in November about anything where you don't feel noticed, celebrated, or victorious. All right? It's great. It's very self-love, this reading so far. In the recent past, we've got the Four of Wands in reverse. Some of you, this could have been something to do with a living situation, but the Four of Wands in reverse, it can be a relationship card. Some of you, in a decisive mode or making a decision, two ideas, two places, two things. It's a challenge to end it, but you just don't feel victorious. You don't feel celebrated, noticed, these kind of things. All right. So that might be on your mind. Okay. And your focus is a lack of clarity. Okay. Throughout November. So Leo, you might not have all the information required to make certain decisions. Okay. To fully close them out. But it's only a couple of weeks, right? That can all change. What you don't see coming towards you, the Magician in reverse. Watch out for these kind of characters, guys. This can be manipulation. Okay, Magician in reverse. What you don't see coming is some of you might not be able to manifest what exactly you're looking for. If not, it could be a person. But I'm going to clarify, and we're going to have a look at that. Your energetic field, okay, throughout November, you're guarding yourself, you're fighting your position, Leo, sticking up for yourself, having solid boundaries with the Seven of Wands here. Okay, that's your energy. Outside influences, we've got the Hermit. Okay, so the Hermit talks about somebody just might have closed down on you, Leo. Got into hermit mode. You're not getting a lot of information about them. Your focus is, why aren't they speaking up here? Where's the clarity? Wonder whether someone is just. It's almost like ghosting, but it's more passive than ghosting. It's just shutting down. Just for a select few of you. Your fears. We've got the Empress in reverse. Okay. Some of you have. Look, some of you, when it comes to love, you might be feeling, am I ever going to meet the one? The Empress can be the one. Others of you, it's a fear of yours that, a certain situation might have taken a lot away from you, Leo. Okay, and it's a fear of yours. Will I ever get myself back? And the outcome for you, you will release the past, Leo, whatever it might be. You're not going to be, what's the word? Too sentimental about this decision-making process. Anything where you didn't feel celebrated, even though there's a lack of clarity, you're willing to let go of the past, okay? And, I might add, really having solid boundaries and standing your ground. So let's clarify now and see what this is all about for Leo for the month of November. Why is the Two of Wands here? Okay, Two of Rods in this deck. This is the Aquarian Tarot. They're very 1970s colors. What's this decision? What's this about for Leo? The month of November 2025. What's this about for Leo? What is this about for Leo? Lack of coming together there? Is that what it's all about? Working together, two sides. We've got the Two of Wands. Look, it's come out again, guys, all right? Making a decision to end something. And where there's an ending, there's a brand new beginning. This is about freeing yourself up. So some kind of ending, closing out some kind of a cycle is important, Leo, throughout November. But it's a challenge to end it. And then we've got the Two of Cups in reverse here. This might have been a very beautiful connection once upon a time, guys, Leo. But it's a challenge to see it go. But you didn't feel celebrated in this situation. And you just want to let go of all the drama, the bickering, the fighting, the competition, competing for someone's time, care, and attention, maybe, recent past. Look, it's come out again, guys, all right? We've got Four of Wands in reverse, okay, with the Empress in reverse. Somebody might have made you feel less attractive than you truly are, Leo. It can be that. But would have taken away from your feeling of abundance within, Your focus, yeah, look, part of you, your focus is on lying by omission, someone not speaking the truth. And your focus is, I just want to get over the heartbreak of all of this, okay? Some of you, just for a select few of you, not a personal reading, remember, guys, but some of you, your focus is, some of you might have to go for back surgery, and you're kind of like, you don't want to do it. You don't want to go under the knife, right? Just for a select few of you. Okay, what you don't see coming towards you is the Magician in reverse. Okay, I wonder if this is the same person. Someone might just be quiet, not offering information, not giving closure or explanations or anything along these lines, Leo. But it might be a bit of a tactic, They just might be guarded and closed off and not willing to collaborate or talk things through. Yeah, you're guarded. Your energetic field, Leo, throughout November, you are guarded, all right, and having solid boundaries, and you want to avoid any more tower moments in your life, okay? At all costs. Don't need more of this shit. Might be your mantra. Outside influences. Yeah, look, like I say, there might be someone there that might be a little bit passive aggressive, using silence to get to you, but you're just going to drop the burden on that. It's a fear of yours, Leo, they might have made you feel less than this person, okay, and yet will you be able to walk away from it, But you know what? We got the Six of Cups in reverse. This is letting go of the past and relying on your intuition. And it might be all you have, Leo. If something seems off, it probably is. So your intuition might really kick in and try to guide you throughout the month of November, especially if you're not getting the clarity or the communication with the Ace of Swords in reverse here from somebody. Let's have a look. I want to clarify this now. So the the center of the reading is about making a decision to end things, Leo. Now, we can flip the script in tarot. Remember that. This might be the other person, okay? Why is this here? This decision about ending things. Why is this here for Leo? Why is this here for Leo? I place a value on money and status rather than connections. I mistook friendship for romance. Is this meaning anything to you, Leo? The challenge is, is to let something end, even though you thought it might have been a bit of a soulmate, might have been a karmic soulmate. You might still think, they were the best thing that ever happened to you, or this is this person, right? But the reason why it's all happening, you didn't feel victorious, and you just want to let go of the drama and the competition. I want to reach out, but totally not sure of the reception I would get. Is this the other person, or is this you, Leo? Trying to find some closure or to have a conversation with someone that's probably just gone quiet and these kind of things, Yeah, look, some of you guys, somebody might have made you feel less than, didn't celebrate you as an empress, Leo. They might have acted a little bit nonchalant, like they pretended they didn't care, which is just a childish mechanism, sometimes. But your focus is, this person isn't as deep as you. Maybe you felt the connection a lot deeper than this person. Excuse me. Maybe you felt the connection a lot deeper. But you don't see coming towards you. You might hold off from this person, Leo. And remain guarded and having solid boundaries, even though, you found it hard to move on, but you needed to for your own sanity, okay? Or this is the decision you're making throughout November, okay? And maybe it's not made in November, but it's something you're considering right now. Your energetic field, yeah, look, you're guarded, okay? You have solid boundaries in place now, protecting yourself against any more tower moments. And then there are too many people involved in this. Okay? Just wonder what happened, Leo. Look, somebody might be, giving you some kind of a spiel throughout November that money's an issue right now, these kind of things, when really they like having options that boost their ego for a select few of you, okay? In your fears, my work is an important part of my life. Sorry if it seems to take over at times. Somebody might have been using work as an escape, or did something happen at work? Okay, but the outcome for you, Leo, I regret my choices, but I know I need to live with them. You're going to keep it moving. You are going to drop the past and trust your intuition in this situation, okay? This person might not have been as deep as you. They might like to have had options to boost their ego, their fragile sense of self. They're always looking for some outside validation. If it is about love, okay, throughout the month of November for you, Leo, let's have some messages on that. If it is about love for you, Leo. What messages do we have for Leo if it's about love in November? Okay, watch out. There might be somebody new around you, Leo, okay? And this is part of the reasons why, do I let something end, and go for a brand new beginning, okay? Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Was that this person, having money struggles, and then we got, yes, this is your soulmate. Now, for a select few, if you believe in this, the challenge is to end something with someone you consider to be a soulmate, Leo. But you know what? It's only as good as the two people working together in unison with their cups at the same height. No games, honest transparency. Others of you, there might be a new love around you, that might be a soulmate in the upright. But others of you, you might have been dealing with a karmic soulmate, or you've no choice but to leave a soulmate behind because they might still be very much in that ego, you know? If this is making sense to you guys. Something to consider throughout November, Leo, that's going to be very important in your living your best life, certainly, living in abundance, turning your Empress upright, and, aiding in your healing. So some cards for Leo for November. What's going to be key for you, or something for you to consider, okay? What's important? Intuition. Look, the outcome for you is sometimes when we don't get clarity or people are lying by omission, all we've got is our intuition to go on. So dive deep, Leo. Trust, insight, awareness, and guidance. And this is how we turn the Empress upright, by trusting our gut, not second guessing ourselves. That would just keep us stuck. Heart chakra. Okay, color green might be quite significant. Follow your heart, your intuition. Emotional balance, stability, harmony, peace, and fluidity. Some of you might accept that somebody might have been a karmic soulmate, and do you know what? I'm following my heart now, trusting my intuition. One foot in the wisdom well here. Maybe that person was lacking depth, or certainly not showing it to you. Maybe they had, some kind of childhood trauma where they pretended they don't care. It keeps them safe. And action, this is about you, Leo, in November, is moving forward, taking action, movement, perseverance, discipline, motivation. Some of you taking up dance classes and these kind of things, all right? Because, there just might be a new love around the corner, something to do with movement, dance, getting out there, socializing. But certainly dance, okay, just for a select few. And honesty, being honest with yourself firstly, Leo, transparency, sincerity, communication, honesty is going to be key. There's a key in this chick's throat, a keyhole, and she's holding the key. You have the answers, and being honest with yourself. And certainly if your focus is a lack of honesty, disingenuous behavior by people, and it's a focus of yours, you might not be able to get to the truth, but you can give it to yourself, Leo. It's being honest with yourself. And it can be as much as, hey, look, you know what? I still consider that their soulmate, but you know what? I just need to leave it behind for my own sanity. I can love them from afar, okay? And that's being transparently honest with yourself that I need to leave for my own sanity, albeit temporary, maybe. It's only a month, isn't it? Everything can turn on a dime next month. But if you're a song throughout the month of November, Leo, all right, okay, look, it jumps straight out, okay? This is one of their lesser-known tracks, very bluesy, upbeat. It's by The Doors. It's called The Changeling. And there's a line in that song, and it's like, I've been up, I've been down, but I've never been so broke I couldn't leave town. All right? Check it out. It's a bit groovy, so have a little dance to that. If you don't like the genre, listen to it once and then dump it, right? But there might be a little message in you for that. And it's always relying on oneself. I've been broke. I've been up. I've been down, but I've never been so broke that I couldn't leave town. High priestess. Your inner empress. She will never leave you go broke if you follow her and only accept what is worthy of your inner empress. Then you know what? You've always got enough to leave town, haven't you? Positive message for you, okay, for November, Leo, something to keep in your back pocket as a little mantra to boost yourself, pick yourself up. You're appreciated, Leo. Your friends and family appreciate you way more than you know, okay? So friends and family, there was a card there, action, getting out, socializing, okay? And then we've got gratitude. Showing gratitude will make room for what you want to effortlessly materialize in your life. Have gratitude within, you know. Thank your intuition, you know. Every time your intuition pays off, thank it, then it gets stronger, you know. Honor it. And have unwavering faith, Leo, throughout November. It's comforting to know that we can lean on a power higher than us and have complete faith that the desires and need and that your desires and your needs are being taken care of. Okay. So, you know, have faith, okay, on the higher powers that be, God, the universe, however you frame your belief system, you know, very spiritual card for you, Leo. Okay. So you honor that within you. Where's it going to go now? Something else that's going to be key to your month, okay? Something to consider, Leo. In all aspects of life, okay? Work, life, love. Okay, you know, growth. I want to expand my consciousness and awareness, okay? Came out in reverse. And I think that's the decision some of you might make. And that is, yes, this was a very special connection, but I need to leave for my own sanity. I'm trying to make that decision throughout November. What was the card again? Growth, because you're not growing, and you might not be growing together. You might be much deeper than the other person and want to evolve, Leo. But unfortunately, in these kind of connections, you know, it's great to grow together, separate, and then you come back together, an interdependent relationship where you've both got each other's backs, you support each other, and you want the best for each other. There's no ownership or jealousy in these kind of connections. So quite a spiritual time for you, a lot of lessons. Be thankful for the lessons, Leo. Easier said than done, I know, but you know, it seems like your focus is like a lack of clarity and, you know, a lack of closure. It seems to be like a bit of a cul-de-sac that you might be the one that might have fought for something or really put the effort in and the other person wasn't showing up, just for a select few. All right. So look, Leo, have an amazing November. My name's Drew. This is Modern Tarot. If you like the content, please like, share, or subscribe. It means I can continue to do this for free for you. If you want a personal reading, you can reach out at moderntarot.net directly or browse the YouTube Modern Tarot store. And I'll do my best to give you some clarity on your personal situations. In the meantime, have an amazing November, and I'll see you back here mid-month. Take care. Bye.